the young, and the restless. Genoa City had always been a place of intense rivalries and shifting loyalties, but for Chancellor, the turmoil within Chancellor Abbott had become too much to bear. Once filled with ambition and hope, Chance now found himself suffocated by the weight of his responsibilities and the stagnation of his role within the company. The future he had envisioned at Chancellor Abbott was slipping away, and he knew something had to change. Chance had been approached by Victor Newman long ago with an enticing offer, a position at Newman Enterprises that promised challenge, prestige, and a chance to step out of the shadow of his family's legacy. Yet, out of loyalty to Jill, who had urged him to stay and fight for Chancellor Abbott, Chance had turned down the offer. But Jill was no longer in Genoa City, having disappeared without a word to anyone, leaving Chance adrift in a sea of uncertainty. The frustration had been building for months, and now it had reached its peak. Chancellor Abbott, once a powerhouse, was floundering under Billy Abbott's leadership. Billy's decisions, driven more by passion than strategy, had pushed the company into precarious financial waters. Chance could see the writing on the wall: if he stayed, he would go down with the ship. It was time to make a move, even if it meant betraying the legacy he had tried so hard to uphold. One afternoon, Chance walked into Billy's office, his expression resolute. Billy looked up from his desk, sensing the tension in the air. "Chance, what's going on?" Billy asked, concern lacing his voice. Chance didn't waste time with pleasantries. "Billy, I'm leaving Chancellor Abbott. I've made up my mind. I'm pulling out my investments and moving on." Billy's heart skipped a beat. He had been struggling to keep the company afloat, and the last thing he needed was for Chance to withdraw his financial support. "Wait, Chance, hold on. We can work something out. The company needs you, you're one of the pillars here." But Chance was unmoved. "I've tried, Billy. I've tried to make this work, but it's clear to me now that this isn't where I belong. I'm tired of being held back by poor decisions and a lack of direction. Chancellor Abbott is sinking, and I'm not going down with it." Panic set in for Billy. The truth was, Chancellor Abbott didn't have the funds to repay Chance's investments. The company had been teetering on the edge of insolvency for months, and losing Chance's backing would be a fatal blow. "Chance, you can't just pull out now. The company can't afford it. We're barely hanging on as it is." But Chance's decision was final. "That's exactly why I have to leave, Billy. I can't be part of a company that's on the brink of collapse. I need to think about my future, and this isn't it." With that, Chance turned and walked out of the office, leaving Billy in a state of shock. The walls were closing in on him, and he knew that without Chance's support, Chancellor Abbott was doomed. But there was nothing he could do to stop him. As Chance left Chancellor Abbott, he found himself at a crossroads. The only option that made sense was to accept Victor Newman's offer, but doing so meant crossing a line he had never wanted to cross. Victor was a formidable force in Genoa City, a man who always got what he wanted, no matter the cost. And what he wanted now was to bring Billy Abbott to his knees. Victor had made it clear that if Chance joined Newman Enterprises, his first task would be to take down Chancellor Abbott, and by extension, Billy. It was a ruthless move, one that would pit Chance against the very company he had tried so hard to save. But with no other options in sight, Chance felt he had no choice but to accept. When Chance arrived at Newman Enterprises to discuss the details of his new role, Victor was waiting for him with a satisfied smile. "Chance, welcome aboard. I knew you'd make the right decision." Chance forced a smile, trying to ignore the unease gnawing at his gut. "Thank you, Victor. I appreciate the opportunity." Victor's eyes gleamed with triumph. "I knew you'd see the light eventually. Chancellor Abbott is a sinking ship, and Billy is steering it straight into the rocks. You made the smart move getting out when you did." Chance nodded, but his mind was elsewhere. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was making a deal with the devil, that by aligning himself with Victor, he was setting himself on a path that could only lead to more regret. But what choice did he have? He couldn't go back to Chancellor Abbott, and with Jill gone, there was no one left to turn to. Just as Chance was about to leave Victor's office, his phone rang. The caller ID made his heart skip a beat: Jill. She hadn't contacted anyone in months, and now, out of the blue, she was calling him. "Excuse me, Victor. I need to take this," Chance said, stepping out of the office to answer the call.